I'd like to call tonight's meeting to order. Tom Chapa.
Here.
Heather Del Conte.
Here.
Paula Dowd. Lisa Glidden.
Here.
James McKenzie.
Here.
Sean Amek.
Here.
Linda Serino. And Zachary DeMont. At this time, if you would join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Next is the floor to the public. It is expected that speakers will conduct themselves in a civil manner and will be ruled out of order for any statement that constitutes a direct threat against officers, employees, or students of the school district, or that is obscene. No personal attacks will be tolerated, nor should any speaker address specific district personnel or students by name or suggestion. Questions or comments concerning matters that are not on the agenda will be taken under consideration and referred to the superintendent for appropriate action. Members of the community may comment on any matter related to district business. The board president may request a brief description of the topic that the speaker plans to address. Any group or organization wishing to address the board must identify a single spokesperson. Presentation should be as brief as possible, and no speaker will be permitted to speak for longer than 3 minutes. If I could have Jim Jackson and Jennifer Cahill come up to the mic, please.
Good evening, Jim Jackson. Thanks for this time where you're allowing us to speak. We really just wanted to come up to the mic tonight and give a heartfelt thank you to Mrs. Del Conte and Mrs. Serino for their years of service on this Board of Education. Your support for our associations, the positions that you've approved and kept and added over the years, we thank you so much for that. Also, myself and Jen is also on the Oswego County Labor Council as the Vice President. I'd like to thank you both for your support in the keeping our apprenticeship language in the bidding process so that that was available to all of our local building trades. Thank you so much. Heather, especially you, thank you. Your continued support for our underprivileged kids in this community. I mean, you've brought me to tears sometimes at these meetings before with your outspoken resolve for that, so thank you so much.
Thank you. We really appreciate all of your hard work and your dedication, time away from your families, but always having the students at heart. Thank you so much.
Thank you both. That meant a lot to me. Thank you.
Next on the list is Mr. Ekman. If you would come up, state your name and address, please.
My name is Jim Ekman. I live at 113 County Route 1A, Oswego, New York. And this is the continuing saga of the wrestling program here in Oswego City Schools. At the last speech, I talked about how we had spent millions of dollars on the football field, and yet the wrestling team has no dedicated place to do their practices. All the other schools have that. We don't have it. The middle school has one, but not the high school. If you look at page 2 of the handout, not only is it that we don't have a place to practice, that we have to set up and tear down every time we have a practice, but all of our equipment is stored at the middle school. All of it's stored in a storage room or a air conditioning room, unsecured. If you look at this first picture, you'll see a file cabinet with a bunch of boxes on top of it. You see clear totes off to the right, and you see some other clear totes and our jump ropes hanging out on a rack inside that room. Anybody can go in. Now, we furnished shoes for the students. The problem is we have to store them there, and a lot of times these shoes come up missing on us. All of our uniforms are over there. Our jump ropes, our throwing dummies, everything that we typically would use is at the middle school. So if a kid breaks something, one of us has to go over and pick something up. The bottom picture is just another view coming further out so that you can actually see some of the other storage boxes. The next page. On the modified team, I went to most of those matches because my son was on that team. My son's on the varsity team. Looking at this picture, do you happen to notice anything about the Oswego uniforms? Can anybody identify what is the Oswego uniform? The referees couldn't, the other team members couldn't, the other schools couldn't, the other coaches couldn't, because we have nothing on it. It's just a plain suit with no identification whatsoever. That's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for me as a parent. It should be embarrassing for the school, and it's definitely embarrassing to the boys. The problem is, you people in this room, you're the ones making decisions and making things happen. So I got one other thing. I want you to pass this around. Look at those faces. These are the ones doing without. $97 million budget, and that's what these kids are having to put up with. Who's making these decisions? That's a question I've asked. I haven't gotten a response to. Now, as you look at those pictures, I did get a communication from the city school board, city school district. It addressed my first issue about not having enough coaches, enough paid coaches on the varsity team. When you look at that picture of the varsity, that's two teams. That's varsity and junior varsity. One paid coach. Now, I was born and raised in Georgia, went to school in Georgia. So I'm not the most educated person in the room. But the way I do the math, if you look at the high school, there's 18 people in that picture. You look at the middle school, I think there's 8. I asked that question again. Why do we have 2 paid coaches in the middle school and only 1 in the high school? Those faces are the ones that are suffering for those decisions. How am I doing on time? I'll be back next year.
There's one.
Next on the agenda is the Board of Education. Item A, if I could have a motion, please.
I'll move it.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next is the consent agenda, items A through I. If I could have a motion?
I'll move it.
Second?
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next is the superintendent's report. Dr. Calvin?
Good evening, Board. So great to see everybody back for this end-of-year meeting. We have a number of things to be celebrating, which I'm just really happy to see. We have so much going on right now. We have kindergarten celebrations. We have 6th grade celebrations. In fact, I was at Manetto's earlier today. We have our city BOCES students who just had a really great completion ceremony. And as you all know, coming this week is commencement. So a lot of great things happening for our kids. And I just want to say congratulations to all of the children across the district and thank all of their staff members who have been supporting them as we've kind of moved throughout the year. We couldn't do it without our staff, of course. And by staff, I also mean the extension of our staff, which is over at City BOCES. They have been working really hard with our students and just a lot of great kids who are just ready to move to the next level and are going with a lot of skills to ready them not only for additional schooling, but careers if they want to move forward in careers as well. So really a lot of great things to celebrate. Just very proud of our kids. I want to let the board know that this week, we're almost close now to our summer programming, so we've been working very diligently throughout the last couple of months, and we will be offering 30-day programs throughout the summer for our students. We have a summer program that is K through 8. That program will be designed to provide instructional support, to resolve any instructional gaps, basically, that we've kind of been working through this year. Also, we have programs that will be helping at the 9 through 12 around credit recovery to help kids to move forward in their credit recovering process, basically. We also will be having our extended school year program for our kids with disabilities. We have that every year in our district. So 3 different layers of program, and our goal is to make sure that we address the needs of our students. This year's programs will be held at Frederick Layton School, at the middle school, and at the high school. So we'll be looking forward to welcoming those kiddos back who'll be with us over the summer and really working diligently to address their needs and moving them forward in our work that we're doing with them. I want to let you know that our efficiency study is almost set. The delivery date right now looks like June 24th. As soon as I have the study, I will certainly give that out to all of you all, and we can kind of go through. And we will have Alan and Deb come in and do a presentation, but that's almost done. Once finished, again, we'll invite both of those folks to come back and be with us. But that study is finishing up now. And with that said, that's all I have for this evening. Okay, any questions at all from anybody? All right. Thank you.
Next on the agenda is personnel with Peter Miles.
Okay, first we have professional staff recommendations, A through N, as presented.
Items A through N, could I have a motion, please?
I'll move it.
Lisa? Second?
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Letter K and vote on that separately. Make a motion to,
You need to make a motion?
I'd like to make motion to vote on letter K by itself.
Okay, we need a second. Okay, all those in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Okay. Items K, could I have a motion, please? Is that okay?
We'll start with everything but K?
Yeah.
Okay.
A through N except K.
A through N, except K, if I could have a motion, please.
Make the motion.
We already.
The
Yeah.
motion,
Yeah.
motion and second is just a vote.
Pardon me, I'm
We
sorry.
just-
We just have to go on to a vote because we approved the amendment. We've already got a first and a second on this, and we
Okay.
can move forward with a vote.
If-
So just any discussion? Any more
All in
discussion?
fa-
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Then item K, if I could have a motion?
Just a vote.
It's just a
Second?
vote. Hang on.
It's just a
I'm
vote.
looking to my parliamentarian here.
It's just a vote. Was
It's
we-
just a vote.
Right, because it was originally moving A through N. Then
Gotcha.
the amendment
Yep.
was just to move out K, which
Okay.
means K has already been moved and
It's already
seconded.
been moved. So
it's
but
just
we
straight to
do
the
need
vote.
a time for discussion.
Sure.
Yes. Any discussion? Okay, now we can vote.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I oppose.
Now we're to O through,
Okay. Support staff recommendations, O through U, as presented.
Items O through U, could I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Jim, second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Item V, substitute and temporary employees for the 21-22 school year, as presented.
Did you say just item P? P?
Just item V, yes.
Okay. Item P, if I could have a motion, please?
Move item V.
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 V is in Victor.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Items V, could I have a motion, please?
I'll make the motion.
Second? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Item W, substitute and temporary employees for the 22-23 school year.
Items W, if I could have a motion, please?
I'll move it.
Jim, second?
I'll second.
Tom? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
And lastly, item X, temporary employees, summer student helpers, as presented.
Items X, could I have a motion, please?
I'll move it.
Jim, second?
I'll second.
Lisa? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next is Finance with Nancy Squires.
Items A through F as presented.
Items A through F. Could I have a motion, please?
I'll move it.
Lisa, second.
I'll second.
Tom, any discussion? All in favor?
Thank you to Harbor Freight for the donation.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed. Next on the agenda is the student representative discussion. Zachary?
Okay. Hey, guys. First of all, I just wanted to give a big thanks to the board, always giving me assurance I was doing a good job. I was always very nervous. Being representative was a tough thing to handle, but I'm glad I was met with smiling faces and appreciation. So thank you, guys. Just some congratulations to all the students taking finals. It was a tough year. Everyone's getting back on their feet, so your hard work does not go unnoticed, guys. So just congratulations to you guys, and as well to everyone moving on, whether it's kindergarten, 6th grade, 8th grade, seniors in high school. Just congratulations and good luck on furthering your education. Okay, thank you, guys. That's it.
Zach, I just want to say you have done an exceptional job in representing your student body, and we just wish you all the luck and well wishes that we can possibly wish for you moving forward. And you've got a unique set of gifts. I hope you continue to be an advocate and represent wherever you're at.
Thank you so much. I definitely plan to use this experience later in life. Whatever it may be, I think this definitely has helped me with this, especially public speaking, just being able to get my voice out there and speak for others. It was a great opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. And you hide your nerves very well. No one would ever guess it. Okay, thank you so much.
Next on the agenda is items from the board.
And before we get started with what folks want to say, I want to pass it over to Mathis to introduce someone.
Thank you. I wanted to make sure that I introduced to the board this evening Miss Amy Malloy. Mrs. Malloy is the person that we just recommended for the principal for Fitzhugh Park School. Mrs. Malloy comes to us with lots of experience from our county, but also outside of our county. So she has been a director of special education as well as a middle school principal for Sandy Creek. She was assistant principal at Rome Free Academy, currently is the 7 through 12 principal at Cato Meridian, and just has done a fantastic job, highly recommended by all 3 of the superintendents who have worked with her before, and just did a great job with our interview committee. So we are looking forward to really working with her, and has a strong background, I think, in literacy, and just really working with students and moving districts forward. So with that said, I'd like to introduce to you all tonight Miss Amy Malloy, who will be joining us from coming from Cato Meridian. So just want to say hi, and we want to give her a round of applause if we can.
Thank you, Dr. Calvin, for those nice words. I am so excited to be here. It's kind of like a dream come true for me, because I've always wanted to get back to elementary school, and I like working with big city school districts. I already know Lisa from my work at Sandy Creek for a couple of years as the director of special ed, and I know Karen Reeve Laram too. I went through my administrative program with her, and I'm just really excited to get started. I'm going to be reaching out to Mr. Miles tomorrow to get all of my paperwork done, and I'm just really, really excited to be here, and I just want to thank you. I'm looking for my forever home, and I really do think I found it here with the Oswego City School District. So thank you for the warm welcome. I really appreciate it and look forward to working with all of you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And also, board, I want to let you know that we did complete our search for our math director. Jeremy could not be with us today. He is he's living now in the North Carolina area, coming out of the Charlotte zone. And he's going to be moving here. He says he's moving to the district. Jeremy is just, I got to tell you, this young man is just very intelligent, smart, and he just blew the entire committee away each of the times that he came in and did his interview with us. And he flew all the way in from North Carolina because he really wanted to get back here. He's from the New York area, but went down there for a number of years and says, I want to come back to this area. So he'll be starting with us, like Amy, on July the 5th. So we're just excited and just wanted to make sure we shared that with you. We have one last search that we're involved in. That search, tomorrow there'll be interviews. Finalists will be interviewing for the assistant superintendent position, and we will be back in touch with you shortly once that whole process is completed. So I just wanted to share that with everybody. Okay? All right. And while I have the microphone, I just want to say thank you as well, and maybe Tom can help me out. But we do have some things to say, some little gifts to say thank you for your work and your efforts. I'd like to start first by saying thank you to Heather for all of the hours and the time that she's put into this work here. It's not easy leading a district, and honestly, she has definitely been here and working really hard at it. I think my first year here, I probably called her maybe every other weekend, probably, late at night, early in the morning, but she did take the call every time and did respond. And I do want to say thank you for all of your work, not only on behalf of the district, but on behalf of all of our students. As Jim pointed out, certainly you have been a voice not only for, the work that we're doing, but making sure that every student's needs are met and that every student has access and experiences equity and inclusivity in the work that we do in the district. So I wanted to say thank you on behalf of the district, and then I'll let the board kind of say their pieces too, but thank you very much. So, and we do have a little, make sure I got the right one. We have a certificate to say thank you. Maybe we can give Heather another round of applause. We have one also for Linda in her absence this evening. She has been with the board for a number of years and has also been very attuned to the work and the needs of our students. She is an advocate for our kids and really does care about our district and wants only the best. One conversation with her, you will hear exactly from her how our students matter and our district matter. And she wants to make sure that we reach every goal that we set. The sky is the limit where she's concerned. I want to thank her as well for her openness, her honesty. She's very transparent, tells you what she thinks, and it has helped us to grow quite a bit. So I'd also like to honor her this evening, even though she's not here, if we can give her a round of applause as well. And then finally, I have Zach DeMont here. Zach, we've got something for you as well. I want to thank you. I have to tell you, very reflective young man, very intelligent young man, and you also are a hard worker. I know that there was a balancing act here, so Zach has been on the board, he's involved in athletics, and if you were at one of the award nights that we recently had, Zach is just, he's working hard all across the board, but he's given it his all, and he is a person who's he's been definitely open to our student body, just wanting to make things better, and just a very talented young man. We wish you the very best. Thank you for all your work that you did on behalf of our district. We appreciate it as well. And the only other thing I wanted to share this evening is so we're going to celebrate a little bit in just a week with Carrie Ploss. I called your name. Carrie has been with us now for quite some time and has been working very hard for the district. I have to tell you, she has been, we call it like jack of all trades. Whatever you need, whatever question you have, Carrie can find the answer for you. Very diligent in her work. When you ask her to do something, she'll get it done. If you want to get it done, she will do so. I always joke with her and I say, Carrie is highly respected in our district, and we have this little joke between us. But it's true. She's extremely respected because she's honest, a woman full of integrity, and she models what she expects other people to do. If she, can't do it, then she won't, try to force you to do it. She's also a go-getter, and she finds the answers that we need on behalf of our kids. Thank you for the hours that you have put in for our district. Thank you for being available on Saturdays, Sundays, Monday, Tuesday, late at night. She answers my calls. Carrie, what about this? And she answers. But most importantly, thank you for the work that you've done on behalf of our community and our children. We appreciate you, and we will have something very special for you on the 28th. I think we should definitely give her a round of applause as well. Thank you, Carrie. With that said, thank you, board.
Are there other board members that want to share anything? I'm looking at you, Tom, because you.
Yeah, I know where you're looking. No, I just want, there's nothing more that I can say than what Jen and Jim said, and Mathis as well, relative, Heather, to your leadership over the past couple of years. This is one of the most difficult jobs, and I've said that before, I think, that I've ever done, because it's so disparate. There's so many different things that you have to handle, and the pay is off the charts. That's the great thing about it. But for you to be able to sit here with the diversity of the people that we have and to guide us through, I really appreciate it. And also what Linda has offered as well with her educational experience and bringing it through here. And this board, in the last couple of years, has been, as much as difficult of the times as we've gone through, it's been something that we've managed, I think, fairly well. And I appreciate that, and I attribute that to your leadership and also over to Linda's presence. So thank you very much. And I want to say thank you to the board, to everybody else as well, for putting in the time, taking all the time to be here. Again, it's not an easy job, but everybody is doing it, I think, for all the right reasons and pulling in the right direction. So thank you.
Well, if there's no other contributions, I just want to first and foremost thank the community for giving me the pleasure of this position again. When I decided to leave the legislature, I did it because I realized, all of the problems and the challenges our community faces, the solutions are here. They start with our young people, and this is such a mission field. And there's really good work to be done here, not just on the board, but with those of you who work in the school itself. There's just great work to be done, and I'm so appreciative of everyone who puts forth every single day on behalf of our kids and come with a good attitude. It can be a challenging place, as all of you know, many times, but wow, so rewarding. And the solution to the future is here. So never underestimate that. And I want to thank the board for just all the genuinity that has come into this process. This has been a really amazing board to work with. I've had been with amazing people in the past as well, but I can assure the community that this group of people, they serve with altruism and sacrifice and with the best interest of our kids at heart. And that's just an absolute pleasure to work with people like that. So thank you so much. And Jim and Jen, thank you so much. I was very touched by what you had to say, but the privilege and the pleasure has all been mine. So thank you.
Next, would the Board of Education need to move to executive session? Yes. A reason?
Yes, to discuss the work performance history of a particular staff member. Yes, and also the history of, the record of a particular student as well.
Okay. Could I have a motion, please? Jim, second?
Second.
Lisa? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? You may move to executive session.